key risks here that I see for Sanford, and in no particular order other than the one that's bolded, which is your changes in exchange rates. So, political risk to start with, and I briefly covered this off, but essentially it's a real risk. You have a change in government within New Zealand, potentially every 3 years, and this legislative changes all the time. So it's highly unlikely they're going to make wholesale changes to quotas or fishing quotas or how that's administered. But there is that risk there that if they do change that, then Sanford's business essentially can change quite quickly. And it doesn't have the capacity to handle change. So as you can see, it's a very steady business and it relies on its fishing quota as its main asset, and that's where it generates its revenue from. If that suddenly changes, they haven't got anything. They've got no brand to fall back on, they've got no alternative income stream to fall back on. That's it. I'm going to come back to changes in exchange rates. But the third one, changes in international politics, as I mentioned, 80% of their income is generated from offshore. So if you have a change in government, you have the Brits leaving the EU, you have Russia fighting Crimea, you have all these things that are going on internationally. All of a sudden, you get a change in those policies, and that can have an effect in New Zealand to a little company called Sanford. So those are some of the things that we think about. Who's got subsidies in place? Who puts a tariff on a product? Well, that's what. Weather has played a huge part in Sanford's results over the past few years. Disease, algae disease, bad weather. You know, you're in a fishing, you're in a ship, you're out on the open water. These things can have an effect on how much you catch. Fifth one there, which is changes in oil price. So they used about 20 million litres of oil last year, 2015. Now, a $1 move in the oil price has an effect of about 180,000 New Zealand dollars in profit. So oil price has gone from $100 a barrel to $50 a barrel. The profit hasn't moved at all. I'm going to show you exactly the reason why. And the last thing I didn't actually put on the slide, but it'll be worth noting down, is, again, if you read the report on page 90, it states that sales to one individual customer amounted to 11% of their overall sales. So that's just one single customer. I think it's up to, in the first half of this year's result, it's 14% to one particular customer. Now, if that one particular customer decides to use something else, that's a huge chunk of their business all of a sudden gone. That's a really, I think, quite an important piece of the puzzle, given how buried it is in the financial report. So it's just an interesting thing for your assignment. You'll note that one down. Right. Come back to the second one here, which is changes in exchange rates. So a 1 cent change in that US dollar, New Zealand dollar exchange rate has about a $2 million impact on earnings, right? So there's some sensitivity analysis that we've done, and this is what it looks like. Now, I might look up the rest of the running some numbers, but on the left-hand side here, we've got the Sanford share price, right? Which is the green line. And the blue line is the US dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. So if you want to find out how Sanford's share price is going to go, just look at what the US dollar is doing. Essentially. So on the right-hand side there is the US dollar versus the New Zealand dollar. Now, how does that actually work? So one US dollar buys, say down here, $1.15 New Zealand. So Sanford generates 80% of its income in US dollars. Doesn't matter which part of the world it's operating in, it's a common currency, they operate under US dollars. So if you generate $1 US, it is worth $1.15. If you generate $1 US, it's worth $1.50. That's going to be significantly better for your business. So at the moment, you can see the share price, which is in the green, other than this anomaly here. You see the share price in the green there, and the US dollar fairly well tracks it, which is quite scary that a currency can have such an impact on a share price. So for me, myself as an investor in Sanford, looking at where the US dollar is and where that's going to move will have an effect on where you're going to invest. I'll flip around the way here just for fun. So, but it's that there is more probably what you're used to seeing. If you buy here $1 New Zealand dollar, you can buy 88 cents or 60 cents US. So that's more what you're used to seeing. But so it's the inverse of it. But you can generate these graphs on our website. That's exactly where I generated it from. It is quite a handy graph to use if you like pictures. It tells a story pretty quickly on whether your clients should or shouldn't be investing in Sanford.
So where does you see the US dollar going?
Oh, that's $1 million question. If I knew I'd be sitting on my own island. Okay, so over the past week, as Britain decided to leave the European Union, so the European Union is 29 countries, and Britain's decided that they don't want to play nice anymore, so they're going to go and do their own thing. Everyone got a little uptight about it, for want of a better word, and they went and bought US dollars. So what happens when you have an undersupply of something? Price goes up, right? So the US dollar strengthened. So if we go back to here, and that was it right there. It's a tiny, I can see how much I can do. That was the US dollar strengthening. So as a result of people fearing the worst, global slowdown, oil price dropping, commodities dropping because Britain's not part of the European Union anymore, they need to renegotiate everything. Risk on, people go back to the US dollar, they go back to gold, two things that they can rely on. And of course, New Zealand, we're 0.2% of the world economy, we're tiny. So our currency just gets beaten around all over the place. So you've just noticed there that the US dollar's got slightly stronger, and Sanford share price has actually got slightly stronger as well. So where's it going to go now from here? Who knows? Who knows? So the opportunities. Back to Sanford. Let's see. New Zealand's only 0.2% of the world aquaculture market. Now, who can describe to me what